This week we're going to make a dog treat pouch from start to finish. This pouch features a 6 to 7 inch zipper and iron-on vinyl on the inside. It also features some kind of hook or clasp that you can hook onto your dog's leash. The nice thing about this project is I'm showing you how to attach a zipper in a flat way, so that if you don't want to make the pouch in the shape of a bone, you can make it like with 2 rectangles, a square, whatever you want. For this project, you're going to need a 7-inch zipper, 2 bone halves cut from our bone pattern, your bone back, which is the entire bone shape, which means that you're going to, when you fold your fabric, you're going to put your pattern on the fold to get a big bone. You're going to need your seam gauge, a swivel clip, a ribbon scrap, straight pins, scissors, a marking pen. I'm using white chalk because it'll show up nice on the black fabric, and some kind of ruler. Okay, for the first step, we're just going to be working with our 2 bone halves. You can see on this one, I already folded over. We're going to fold it over at 1/4 of an inch. This is what your seam gauge is going to be used for. So you can find your 1/4 inch mark, and you're going to iron your fabric down 1/4 inch to the wrong side. This side I haven't done yet. This side I have. Okay? Okay, now that you've ironed your fabrics over at 1/4 inch, we're going to flip them both over. We're going to take our ruler. And my ruler is nice because I actually have 1/8 inch rows. So I'm going to put my ruler on the edge of my fabric. I'm going to take my chalk marking pen. I'm going to draw a line all the way down. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Use my line as my guide. Use my chalk to draw a line all the way down. Okay? Now, we're going to take our zipper and we're going to line the edge of or folded edge of our bone half to our zipper. You want to make sure that you don't cover up your zipper tape. Okay. We're going to take some pins and we're going to pin our bone to the zipper tape. Without covering up. Okay, you just want to lightly pin it. 2 or 3 pins is good. Now we're going to take our project over to the machine and we're going to stitch directly on the line that we just made. Okay, I'm going to be sewing with a straight stitch on our 1/8 inch line. Okay. As I start sewing, I'm going to back stitch and continue down. Make sure you just do not go over the zipper tape. As you get to your pins, make sure you take them out. Okay, you're going to stop a little bit away from your zipper head with the needle down. Raise your presser foot and you're going to pull your zipper head past your needle. Takes a little bit of work. And then you're going to put your zipper foot back down and continue to stitch. Okay, when you get to the edge, make sure you back stitch and cut off your thread. Okay, we're going to take, now that we have this side sewn with our 1/8 inch top stitching, we are going to put this side of our bone half on the zipper without going over the zipper tape. I want to make sure that both of our bone half edges meet, or not meet, but kind of like line up on the same side. So they look like they form an entire bone. And you're going to pin it just like we did the other one without going over the zipper tape. Okay. And we're gonna do the same thing we did on the other side. We're gonna stitch this side with our 1/8 inch seam allowance. Okay, we're gonna use our straight stitch again, and we're gonna sew 1/8 inch away from our zipper tape. It helps if you pull the zipper head down before you start sewing, because this time we're gonna be starting with it at the top. Okay, as you start sewing, make sure you back stitch. All right, stop a little bit away from the zipper head. Again, we're gonna raise our presser foot with our needle still down, and we're going to pull our zipper head all the way back up. Put our presser foot back down and continue to stitch. When you get to your pins, make sure you take them out. Cut your heads off when you get to the end. Now you have successfully attached your zipper. Okay, now that we have our zipper attached in the middle of our two bone halves, you're going to take your ribbon scrap and your swivel clip, and you're going to insert the ribbon in your clip until it's halfway. Okay. Then you're going to find the curve in your bone on one of the sides, and you're going to put your ribbon down, and you want to make sure your swivel clip is facing your zipper. Okay. You're going to take a straight pin, and you can pin it down. Okay, we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and sew it. We just want to baste it down onto our fabric, so you just want a little stitch that where the edge of the ribbon is and the edge of the fabric, just to catch it. It'll be hidden in our final seam allowance, but this allows it to, when we're sewing the front to the back, it makes it so it doesn't move. Okay, now that we have stitched a little bit where the edge of our fabric and our ribbon meet, just to secure our ribbon into place so it doesn't go flying, you're going to take your bone, your full bone size, which is your bone back piece, and we want our, well, in my case, the dog fabric, the right side of the fabric, not our vinyl side. We want that to meet this bone, our bone front with the zipper. But before you do that, just pull your zipper down about halfway, because we're going to need it open to be able to turn it. Okay, make sure your swivel clip is still facing your zipper. And you're going to put your bone right sides, meeting right sides together. Helps kind of if you flip it over. Now that we have taken the 1/4 inch seam allowance in the beginning, the bone with the zipper is a little bit smaller than our full bone size. So you're just going to want to put it in the center and then pin all the way around the outside. Okay, you're just going to pin. If you have clips, that would actually be better for this project, but I know most people watching are going to have pins, so that's why I'm using them today. Okay, you're just going to continue to go all the way around. Make sure this is in the middle. When you get to the zipper, you're just going to put a pin in that keeps the two zipper tapes together. Okay, this helps to keep them together. This side has a metal zipper stop, so you don't really need to worry about it, but the side where we left open, just put a pin to secure it, and you're going to continue to pin all the way around. Okay, we're going to be stitching a 1/4 inch away from the edge of our fabric. Now, since our bone, our full bone, is a little bit bigger than our bone halves with the zipper in the middle, I like to sew with the zipper part facing me so that I can follow along with the edge of the bone that does not hang over, so our bone halves in this case. We're going to stitch a 1/4 inch all the way around, and I like to use the edge of my presser foot as a guide for that. So you want to keep the edge of your presser foot with the edge of your bone half fabric, the fabric with the zipper. Okay, I'm going to put my presser foot down, and I'm going to start stitching. I like to start stitching on one of the sides, not where the bone curves, but where the side is. You can either start on the side where the ribbon is or the other side. In this case, I'm starting on the other side because I'm right-handed and it's easier, and I put the bone, the ribbon on the side of the left side. So I'm going to start stitching and back stitch as I start, and I'm just going to follow the curve with the edge of my presser foot with the edge of the fabric. Okay, as you go, you're going to want to take out your pins and sew nice and slow all the way around the curves. Okay, turning your project with one hand as you go. You can even, if you want, you can even, when you get to a curve, you can leave your needle down, put your presser foot up, and you can spin your fabric, okay? When we get to the zipper here with our metal zipper stop, we want to be careful not to go over it. So what I like to do is I like to kind of take a curve and go up right above the zipper where the metal zipper stop is, then come back down. So we're just going to turn it. We're going to go up past it. We're going to come down. If you hit the metal zipper top with your needle, you will break your needle. So be really careful. Okay, just spin our fabric. All right. Pull out our pins, flatten our project. Okay, when you get to your zipper again, your other side of your zipper, because if it has the metal teeth, you're going to do the same thing as we did the other side. But because my metal teeth is kind of off the zipper and it's not on my project anymore, I don't have to worry about it in this case. But you still want to follow the curve of the bone. Okay. When you get to the end where you first started sewing, you're going to back stitch again. Cut off all your threads. Alright. So now that we've stitched our bone shape, you can go ahead and trim your excess. You don't want to trim very close to your stitching. You just want to trim the excess bone, the bigger bone. You just want to trim that excess off. Okay? The excess fabric off. I wanted to point out that you can also trim off your excess zipper because we already stitched, so we don't need it anymore. Okay? Now, before we turn our project right side out, I like to clip around the curves of my bone. Without going over your stitching, you just want to take like a small pair of scissors and you just want to put a couple clips in your curves. Okay? Make sure you do not go your stitching. This just helps when we turn our project right side out. It kind of helps the project show its curve edges. And you can put one on each of these sides too without cutting your ribbon off. Okay, now that we've left our opening in our zipper, you can turn your project right side out through the opening. It actually might be even helpful if you reach in and pull it all the way so you can get in. Okay, you're going to want to use a chopstick or some kind of turning tool for this portion. Can you see my chopsticks over there? Yeah, thanks. Alright, you're going to use your chopstick and you're going to poke out your curves. Use your hands and your chopstick. It's a little bit hard to turn it out because of our iron-on vinyl on the inside. Okay, once you get it pressed out, if you have, like, see, I have like a little bit of a, like, it's having trouble curving, that means that I should probably clip better. See, this side's good and this side's a little bit curved, so I would actually go in with my scissors again and put a couple more clips with my scissors. Okay, but after you do that, you can zip up your bone. You can press this side, but on a very, very gentle iron, because if you have too hot of heat, you're gonna melt the vinyl on the inside. But even if you can take, like your hands or a rolling pin or something, you can use it to flatten it out. But this is our finished project. You should have caught the ribbon, and now you can hang it on a dog leash. They make really good grips for people with dogs, or you can make them and donate them to the local animal shelter. They'd probably use them. I plan on sending mine to my neighbor that has dogs as a little gift with some of the small dog treats in it. All right, that's it for this week. Next week, we're going to be making a ornament. So it was actually supposed to be for Christmas in July, but it'll be August when we do it. So we'll just have to pretend. But it's still a really cute project. Thanks for watching.